First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's talk about Cochise County football to kick things off.
Cochise County should be a good game. Your Buena Colts are back home tonight here at Loveless Field, where they're going to be taking on the Mesa Mountain View Toros. Now, that's usually a pretty good program up there in the Phoenix area. They're sitting at 3-2. I mean, Buena's sitting at 3-2. So one team's going to go into the winning bracket too deep, and the other one's going to go 500. So good. It's going to be a good game for somebody tonight, like I say, and it should be a good game overall. Two good programs coming head-to-head. Buena lost to Marana last week. Kind of took a beat down last week, no doubt about it. Marana's a very, very good program and lost 50-some to 20-some. But we knew that going into them, that's going to be good. But they got to win tonight. They need this win. Otherwise, that's three powerhouses they've lost to, and all three of the people they've lost to, if they lose tonight, would have winning records. The teams they've beat all have losing records, so they really got to get a win tonight to pull this out. I know Coach Thomas is pumped. I know he's ready to go. Coach Thomas doesn't take losses well. I'm not saying it in an unsportsmanlike. He pumps these kids up harder for the next game. So it should be a great game. Pre-game's at 6:30 right here at KWCD. Kickoff is at 7.
And remember, you can listen live on the radio, but you can also download the app and listen to Sheriff Mark Daniels as he calls the game tonight. 6:30 is the pregame, and kickoff at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, should be fun.
And see, we're talking about Arizona Wildcats football. They were playing Iowa, and I know that they just let them slide by a little bit because they didn't want to be, like, egotistical. So tomorrow at noon, they're going to be playing Oklahoma Cowboys, and we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah, that'll be good. And I hate to say, your Wildcats got spanked last week.
Just by a little bit.
Just by a little bit. That's what they call it. I was actually emceeing Dining Under the Stars at U of A when it happened, so you can imagine the fun I had with that microphone and a U of A crowd. It was really fun. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, yes, your Arizona, they need this win. People got high hopes for Arizona this year. Mm-hmm. They really do. Let's see if they can bring the hopes back to Tucson and beyond. But they're playing Oklahoma State Cowboys. They have not been a powerhouse. In fact, they aren't this year either. But ASU, just storming through, just knocking it out right there. They lost to one SEC team. They got unfairly bounced out of the top 25. But they're back. They earned their way back into the top 25. Wildcats are still looking at the 25. They look at that every Monday morning. But ASU's back in the top 25. They're off. They got a bye week this week, so they get to watch their counterparts, the Wildcats, take on Oklahoma State. That's tomorrow at noon. And,
it is.
They need this win because there's a lot of questions whether U of A is actually the team that they are. Because they beat Weaver State High School. They beat a few other ones. So this should be really good. Folks, I'm an ASU fan if you haven't figured that out.
And you did mention Dine Under the Stars, and at this event, you're auctioned off every year. So how did the event go, and how much did you go for?
Yeah, I sold myself again for I went for $6,000, and they had the choice. Chief Heiser's going to be on the show. He's sitting next to me, so I got to razz him since he's sitting next to me here. It's just how he'll have the microphone last. That's okay. And they had a choice of doing physical fitness with Chief Heiser, or getting a soda and a rich sugar high snack with me. So. They sold me for $6,000, and it was a great event. It really is. And the other thing that they've introduced last year, and it's my competition in this event, is a cow. You know, because the rancher that the Gross actually donate this cow, and for all the beef. Well, the cow's getting really close to beating me. I told him if I lose to the cow, I'm done. Chief Heiser, it's all yours, okay? Because, and I think I beat it last year about $500. This year. It was really close, $500. And I told everybody, don't let me lose to a cow. There's something wrong with that. But I beat it again, so the cow still has not beat me. So let's just keep going forward on this event. But U of A, it was a great event. Thanks to Callie Groth and Rachel and everybody that puts that event together. What they say there tonight, they've raised over $1 million to help students. And they had their testimonials where students came forward. There's 5 of them that spoke of their now opportunities they've had thanks to these scholarships. So, again, it's a great cause over at U of A. So keep on doing the good things. I'm giving a shout out, Carol. I'm doing really good.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. They're great people.
I wore a U of A hat, trying to be supportive, really, showing the spirit. Everybody, and everybody's like, "Hey, I can't believe you're wearing the hat." I said, "I'm here. I'm supporting the cause. I am. I'm good." But I had ASU socks on. I couldn't give it all up, okay? I couldn't give it all up.
Well, you had the hat on the important part. You
I
had the
did.
brains, not the feet. There you go.
And Jeff Davenport, my co-MC on this one, he goes, well, Sheriff, aren't you wearing something else tonight, too? So I showed him my socks, ASU socks. And there was a couple people in the stand, or in the audience. They're way in the back, though. And I could see them back there just barely raising their little forks, and then they put their little forks down. So it was
Quietly.
good. Yeah, they did. Well, they're outnumbered. I get it. They're trying to be calm.
Well, you were super, super busy Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, conference in Chandler with the Southwest Border Sheriff's Coalition, Texas Border Sheriff's Coalition. And it was a really good time bringing a lot of different people together, talking about a lot of aspects of law enforcement, public safety, the challenges, potential solutions, where we have been, where we're going.
It was. We had a really good time. We actually, Southwest Border / Texas Sheriff's Coalition, I chair the Southwest Border one. And we hosted it. We did it in Maricopa County because it was easier for people to come in from D.C. and all over the country as sheriffs. And we combined that with the American Sheriff's Alliance, which is all your sheriff associations, western states, national, major counties, and again, Southwest Border / Texas. So it was a well-attended event. We had a lot of, I thought, it's one of the better conferences we've had. And we had people from D.C. come in. Governor Hobbs spoke. Attorney General May spoke. Our federal directors from FBI, DEA, BLM, you name it, they were all there, U.S. Attorney. And then we had Tom Homan come in. We had Sarah Carter, who's the new ONCP director, waiting for confirmation on her through the Senate. But bottom line is, it was really good. We shared operations. We shared stories. We clarified issues. I mean, and that's how you do it. When state, local, and federal can work together. I know they're just out there for the IACP conference in Dallas, Texas, which is the International Association of Chief of Police. It's nice to see Washington, D.C. work with local law enforcement, because at the end of the day, that's where it starts and that's where it ends, communities. Now, the problem in Washington, D.C. is Congress. As they work on re-elections and theater, we have federal government shut down. When's the last time you saw a local or state federal government shut down because they couldn't solve the budget? Think about that. Why is it happening to you in Congress? Because it's theater every day. It's just, I don't know. I'm voicing a little bit more than I should, but it's very sad that our country's got to have that.
Well, yesterday you got to talk to a nursing class. Tell us what happened there.
I do. It's the medical assistance class over at Cochise College, and the MAs, I do it every semester, get the opportunity to go over there, and I share with them ethics, leadership, cultural, brand, careers, role models, leadership, you name it, bringing them into the focus of, hey, this is not a job no more. This is a career, and there's expectations within a career, and this is what they are. You're a role model. You are there to deconflict somebody that comes sees you and provide comfort and calm to them when they come, and answers. So it's a whole different status. So I appreciate Cochise College, Nikki, the director over there, for all allowing me to come over there and spend some time with them, and it's always good. It's always well received. I usually do it the last semester before they graduate. So they graduate in December. So got a whole bunch of new medical assistants moving into the field, and wherever they go from there, whether it's nursing, doctors, or whatever. So, but either way, thank you for the opportunity on that.
And networking is important. It's really critical. And one of the things that we do also to network and keep in touch with everyone, local, state, federal, is a quarterly law enforcement luncheon that's coming up.
Yes, Chief Heiser from Sierra Vista PD is going to be on the show this morning. He's going to host that here in Sierra Vista next Tuesday. And this is our ability for the police chiefs, myself, we bring the troopers in to service water, all this, and to give us that opportunity. I hope Captain Dean Chase and his troopers listen to this. They're going, did the sheriff really just say that? He did. He really did. We'll talk more about it on Tuesday. But no, all our law enforcement coming together, and our federal partners come together just to share some thoughts. We actually have Jackie Clay, this team coming in to talk to us about school security, what's going on, the safety upgrades on this, the ALICE training. They want to get some updates from us and tell us what they're doing. So they're going to come in and speak 5-10 minutes. And then we do a roundtable with the chiefs, all the law enforcement participants, to include Fort Huachuca. Do a roundtable. What's going on? What's the high points? What's I call hot topics? And so we have a really good time, but we haven't done one in a while because everything's been going on. So this is going to be nice to get us all back together, and that's next Tuesday. We're all excited about that.
And then you're also going to be talking with the Legion.
Tomorrow, yeah, they're doing a parade for veterans, those that suffered during Agent Orange, that are still in trauma and medical challenges with that. So I get the opportunity to come speak to them tomorrow around lunchtime. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, anytime I got the opportunity to work with our vets and speak to our vets and honor our vets, I do it every time. So again, I'm excited about that one, and that's tomorrow. So if you're in Tombstone tomorrow, we're actually going to have a parade for these veterans. And this is such a veteran-rich community on this side of the county and throughout Cochise County. What an opportunity if you want to come out to Tombstone tomorrow. Get a hold of American Legion there in Tombstone. They give you more details. I think the parade's around 11 o'clock tomorrow in Tombstone, just to honor these vets that have served our country and allows us to do what we do every day.
And crazy busy in a great way. Rex Allen Days this weekend.
Rex Allen
So
Days.
the parade is tomorrow as well. We will have people there making sure that they show support, because that's always a good time for not only the Wilcox community, but all of Cochise County, and people come from everywhere to partake in that.
Yeah, there's such a Western tradition with that one. Rex Allen, just whoa. So yeah, come out tomorrow. It's always a great event. It's always a well-attended event. The parades, and that's one of the parades that still packs them in. I mean, Douglas, Wilcox, and Sierra Vista, they pack them in. Benson's up and down. Last year was better, but again, those three parades have never lost the beat to make sure they're on the streets waiting for that candy.
And Art in the Park starts tomorrow as well.
That's right, and that's always a packed community event here in Sierra Vista. A big shout out to our Sheriff's Sys team. They'll be out there. They have partnered with Art in the Park over the last 5-6 years, if not longer, to be their partner. So they go out there and they keep it safe, keep the tent safe. So they stay there at night to make sure nobody goes in there and steals the products and stuff. So working along with Sierra Vista Police Department, I mean, they do an amazing job. So thanks to our SAT members and all they do.
And the Sheriff's Assist team also just launched their own Facebook page. We invite everybody to go watch that to see what they do through our community.
Yeah, they do a lot for the community. They do, and helping all the law enforcement. They're not just exclusive to the Sheriff's Office. They help everybody. But most important, I think they do, and I know they take a lot of pride in it, is the funeral escorts. I think they're pushing 350 funeral escorts for veterans that have served this country, and the SAT team has the honor of taking them to their final rest. They take a lot of pride in that. So again, and one of the unique things about this whole thing is sheriffs have a unique responsibility under state law to provide funeral escorts or authorize them. And it's something when I took over for sheriff, they're like, hey, Sheriff, what do you want to do with this? I go, what is that? But I didn't even know that. So long story short is it was a nice fit between the Sheriff's Sys team. I mean, with the amount of prior military and retired military to serve on the SAT team, it was just so fitting. So they take a lot of pride in it, so I'm glad they're doing what they do.
And coming up on November 1st is the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride.
Yeah, that's coming up quick here in about a month. In about a month, we're going to honor those, and we've already picked out our recipients. So you can go online. Carol's got all the information to sign up for the charity ride. Last year we had 500 participants. Hopefully Chief Heiser will be out this year with us to escort them out of town. It's really cool to do this. I'll be riding my motorcycle. I'll be riding the Harley. And but it's just a lot of fun to go out there and just hit the road and just have fun with it. And that's the biggest thing on this. And Carol, do you have any information on this?
It's going to be posted on our Facebook page. We have that there. And one of the bigger draws that they were focused on at the fair is the Can-Am that's going to be raffled off.
Yeah, big thing. Everybody's.
So look at that QR code, and that brings in a lot of money. And I tell you, Sergeant Davidson is doing an amazing job for fundraising for this. And one of the things he's also doing to bring the bucks in so that we can give them all back out again is he's having a carne asada sale tomorrow in Douglas at Raul Castro Park on 10th Street. And it starts at 11:30. They have live music, games, raffles, and they have $12 plates of carne asada, macaroni salad, beans, and all of those proceeds go back into the charity ride. So it's really important that if you see something that you can participate in as a way of giving back, do that. And if you see that QR code, make sure you take a look for it on our Facebook page. We'll try to refresh that so you can win all kinds of raffle prizes up to and including that Can-Am.
You know, at the fair, there were so many people buying tickets. And that was thanks to Lonnie Greer, who helped set that up with us, with that Can-Am. I mean, it's just gone, all the sponsors that helped put it together so we can get it ready for a raffle. And we're talking, I think it's like a $40,000, $50,000 Can-Am. And it's just cool. I remember Lonnie showed it to me before we got our hands on it. But what a great fundraiser. And the money goes, 100% of the money goes back toward helping this community. And those we sport during the charity ride.
And if you want to get your tickets for the charity ride, you can go to cochise.az.gov/sheriff and click on charity ride. That's where you can get your tickets and participate. Well, let's talk about, you mentioned the county fair. Let's talk about that. How did it go?
The new Alligator Swamp County Fair was just amazing this year. This is one of the first ones I've seen where there was that much rain. I mean, the rain was like, everybody thought it would kill the fair, but I'll tell you, it didn't. It just become more and more swampy, And I wasn't there for the evening events, which I'm normally not because that's a different partaking of the fair. But I know the days after, the next morning, I mean, the whole midway was just soaked, and they're putting straw down to keep it going. But kudos, people, the steadfast folks went to the county fair. They still enjoyed it, the carnival, the animals, you name it, they were there, and my team and I went down there and enjoyed all the food down there, and it was just a great. So thank you. That was the 101st County Fair. There's something tradition about a county fair. That's where life is truly fair. I'll just throw that out.
Very good. And that's
know.
what hats and boots are for.
Hats and boots. There's a song like that too.
That's it. That's it. Well, tomorrow morning, they're going to have a special dedication or observation or notification for the public for Jeff Brown Memorial.
Yes, at 7:30, the fallen heroes are going to recognize Jeff Brown right in front of the sheriff's office. We have a little memorial rock that was put there years ago, and they're going to do a little ceremony there at 7:30 in the morning. If you want to participate or just come there and support, that's at 7:30 in the morning in front of the sheriff's department at Colonial Del Salud there, right next to the hospital. And but they do it every year. They honor Jeff and his service to this county and this office, and then they take off from there. And they go to, I believe they go to the Brian Terry Station there in Naco. I recognize Brian Terry. But again, it's a great event. It's something we should never forget. Anyone that's a fallen hero. And I'll be there tomorrow morning at 7:30.
And there's also the Sky Islands tour that our Sheriff's Assist team is going to help with. So just busy times, busy weekend.
It is going to be a very busy weekend, so folks be careful out there and be very careful.
And do you have a stop of the week?
I do. And so yesterday, coming down the highway, and the state highway speed zone of 55 miles an hour, there's a car in front of me that's top speed was 33. It ranged between 30 and 33 miles an hour. Folks, we all talk about speeders, but those that go, especially somebody that's going 20 under the speed limit on a state highway, that poses a whole different risk. It's called impeding traffic. And the cars are going around it, so it's caught my attention. I get in behind it and checking this out, watching it. The car went to turn, did not turn, and then slowly made another turn about a half block down the street, and really slow, not an average, like somebody just pulling off the road. So I made the traffic stop on it, and this was an Uber driver. The Uber driver didn't come across in a stupor type state, whether it's medical or impairment. Did not want to get out of the car for me. I'm like, well, no, you're going to step out of the car. There was a passenger in the back. They were on duty. Long story short is, I get the driver finally out of the car. There was obviously, she got out of the car, she fell against the car. Well, I don't have good balance, I got problems. And long story short is, thanks to one of my deputies in Service to PD, they came over, and this was a drug recognition investigation for impairment. They ended up taking her to jail for DUI. The passenger, during the investigation, and you can't make this up, so I'm talking to the driver. I said, listen, ma'am, I said, are you all right? What's wrong? And so I'm not getting out of the car type deal. I said, ma'am, you got to get out of the car. I got to check you for safety purposes. She didn't want to. And so I look at the back seat, and here's the passenger, an Uber passenger, customer, and she's waving at me. I'm like, this ain't right. And so I get her out of the car, and while I'm talking to the driver, trying to keep my attention on her because she wasn't really cooperative, the passenger gets out and goes, I'm just going to walk. So she walks down the road. Bye. And I felt bad for her. So if you're hearing me this morning, please, I feel bad for you. We would have gave you a ride. But she did go to jail. Folks, there's something wrong. And this appears to be some kind of a drug-induced impairment based on what the folks did the investigation, my deputy and Service to PD. And so, again, we'll see what all that turns out. She was arrested back in first part of the year for DUI under the same circumstances. So again, if you're going to take pills, if you're going to take scripts, illicit, whatever it may be, or alcohol, DUI in the state of Arizona is to the slightest degree of impairment. You can't drive a motor vehicle, folks. You just can't. That's for everybody's safety. It truly is.
And did she have added charges because she had a passenger?
No, if she would have had a juvenile pass, good question, Carol. If she'd had a juvenile passenger, that's an automatic felony. But since it's an adult passenger, even though this was a customer, that's kind of unique that way. It's like a taxi drive, Uber. It's not a felony there, but still, it goes back to, it could be an endangerment or something like that. But we didn't add that on there, and obviously there's a problem there, if you know what I'm saying on that. And I wanted to throw something else out to you. We're in the season of codes. I coach, as everybody knows, and kids love them to death, but they're little germ tanks. So wash your hands, everybody. That's a simple thing. Wash your hands. You can hear my voice. I know I'm not going through puberty. I've already done that years ago. My point is my voice is deeper today, not because I didn't get a lot of sleep. It's because I'm getting over a cold myself. So please wash your hands. And if I knuckle you, if I see you in public, it's not being rude. I don't want to get you sick. So, Chris, wash your hands, Chief. I'm just going to I shook the Chief's hands. So, all right, folks.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, before you go, invite everybody out to Cochise County football.
Tonight, your Buena Coats are going to be hosting the Mesa Mountain View Toros. It should be a good game. They're both sitting at 3-2 right now. So, again, come on out. The pregame at 6:30. Game kicks off at 7.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest. Good morning.
Hi, Chris Heiser, Chief of Police, Sierra Vista Police.
Bishop Tom Simpson of the New Jerusalem Community Church.
And we're here to talk about an event, but before we get to that, I understand, Chief Heiser, you have some shout-outs you'd like to give.
Yeah, I sure do. Thanks, Grady. I'll tell you, I just want to give a shout-out to everybody that was honored as a Cochise County hero. If you haven't seen that publication that came out recently from the Herald Review, a lot of great people in this county giving back to their communities and going above and beyond. And two particular individuals that were recognized through that program are Corporal Scott Borgstadt for the Better Bucks, Better Works program, and also Officer Brighton Yarbrough, who received recognition for the Sierra Vista Police Officers Association Christmas with a Cop event. So just want to give a shout out to both those officers for Sierra Vista PD, the Better Bucks nonprofit board, as well as the City of Sierra Vista Community Development Department that also participates in Better Bucks and Better Works. It's been a really good, far-reaching program in our community, and it's growing. It's great to see that. And then with Christmas with a Cop, by no means is it just a Sierra Vista event. That event has grown all over the county. You see it taking place in Benson and Douglas. A lot of other police departments are involved. Sierra Vista Police Department started this in 2010 for our local community, and we have served over 1,600 children since 2010 with that. And it was just great to see that it's growing countywide. But just a shout out to those two officers for being the liaison on those two events. And then another shout out I want to make here is I had the pleasure this week of going up to the governor's office at the state capitol and watch two of our officers get recognized for excellence as drug recognition experts. And those were Officers Paul Clark and Officer Tony Chavez. They were 2 out of 3 officers recognized statewide. The third one was an officer from Mesa Police Department for being the top 3 drug recognition experts in the state. And this kind of dovetails in with the Sheriff's Stop of the Week story he just shared. Drug recognition experts are really important in recognizing impairment due to drug influence, and it was actually Officer Chavez that helped the sheriff out just the other day on that particular stop he shared. Takes a lot of work and dedication to become a certified drug recognition expert, but these 2 officers have really distinguished themselves by making that skill set available to all the agencies here in Cochise County. They assist Sheriff's Office, other agencies, and again, it's just dedication toward keeping our streets safe.
Well, congratulations to all of them, and thanks for giving that shout-out and letting us know all the good stuff that the Sierra Vista Police Department's doing.
Thank you.
And you guys are here today to talk about a Faith in Blue event. So what is it?
Well, I will tell you from the clergy perspective, Faith in Blue is this partnership that the clergy, faith-based organizations have with our local law enforcement agencies. And we thank God that they're able to provide the service that they do. In other words, we call it the practicum of protection, and the clergy says we're going to be on the other side. We're going to provide the spiritual aspect. So we pray for our local law enforcement. So it's really this coming together between these two entities.
Yeah, and it's all about community inclusion. So, as a police chief, we include everybody in our community, and it's important and it's a priority for us as first responders to be connected with our community in every aspect of our community. And this is just one more aspect to be connected to everyone in our community. And we've made this a combined event for something else very important going on. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, is October. And so we host this event at Lori's Place. And this is actually our third time hosting this event at Lori's Place. Lori's Place is very near and dear to my heart. It's a very important resource here in our county and for actually Southeast Arizona. It's the Cochise Family Advocacy Center, but it's also called Lori's Place. And it's a 24/7 operation where we can take victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, crimes against children. We can take victims there anytime. We just call the center and we let them know we're on our way. The victims receive forensic services, forensic medical exams, also forensic interviews, and they are a critical part of the prosecution of offenders for these crimes. So without this center, we'd be taking victims up to Tucson for some of these services. It's a great opportunity to just share this great resource with the public at the Faith in Blue event. It's open to the public. It's an open house, and we're looking for community support of Lori's Place. It is a nonprofit. And so the last couple of years we've done this. It's been win-win between Faith in Blue and Lori's Place. Some of the faith-based organizations have given to Lori's Place and helped support them. And I would tell you, it's just a magical place there. We take people there. It's a safe place. It's a welcoming environment for children, and I'm a believer in it. I support it, and it's just another great opportunity for us to share it with our entire community.
When can the community go to Faith in Blue?
Well, this is coming up on Friday, October the 10th, and it's going to start at 11 a.m. and go until the afternoon, 2 p.m. And so we are really excited about it. And I echo what the chief has said here. We have this unique opportunity where the clergy, the faith-based community, comes into this unity with our local law enforcement to make sure that we're keeping the community safe. And so, as he's indicated, Lori's Place to us is such an important entity within this community. I have, as a clergy, as a pastor, to be able to look out at our congregations and know that if there is domestic issues existing, that there is an opportunity where we have this partnership to work with our local law enforcement to ensure that safety becomes the number one priority. This year's theme is "It takes a village to keep us safe." We're in this together.
Where is Lori's Place located?
Lori's Place is located at 214 East Tacoma Street. It's actually right across the street from Lem Roberts Park. And again, it's got a nice outdoor area where we're going to have this event, but there's an open house and we can share with everyone what goes on in Lori's Place. Also, we're going to have a couple survivors of some violent crime be speakers and guest speakers. And with it being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, it's important to talk about the cycle of violence and what it takes to break that cycle of violence. And it takes a team. It takes law enforcement. It takes prosecution. It takes advocates and keep that victim strong. It's a tough process, and we have survivors that are sharing their story, and it's great for people to hear that there.
All right, before you go, invite everybody out to Faith in Blue one more time.
Come join us to celebrate Domestic Violence Awareness Month by bringing together Lori's Place, law enforcement, faith leaders, and the public to bridge gaps and build better communities.
Well, we thank you both for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you.
God bless.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas. And we've got more from the Sierra Vista Police Department. First, we're going to talk about the Bearcat Pool. Hi, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Trish Harmon with Sierra Vista PD.
All right. And also, the Bearcat Pool's coming up, but the deadline for something is coming up first. So let's talk about the Bearcat Pool and what it is, and start with, what is a Bearcat?
All right, so our Bearcat is that big green machine you see driving down the road. It is our SWAT vehicle. It weighs 17,500 pounds, And what the Bearcat pole sounds like is essentially what it is called. We tie a rope to the front of that thing and we pull it. You have to pull it 25 feet, and each team gets 2 chances to pull it, and you have to pull it as fast as you can. So I'm actually going to take this time right now to call out the Cochise County Regional SWAT team. I want you guys to come out, and I need 4 guys. We have 1 guy that's already signed up from the PD. He's not SWAT, but 1 guy signed up, and I absolutely would love you guys to come out and get an Ironman team together so we can like put Border Patrol to shame. Big Time comes out every year and dominates. I want some of our local guys to win this thing.
Well, you've mentioned teams, so what kind of teams can you put together?
So there's different categories. You got women's, men's, co-ed, and the Ironman team. Ironman is a 5-man team. Women's is 10, co-ed is 9, and men's team is 8. And that's participants. And we do give out plaques for first, second, and third place in each division. And then the athletes, the Special Olympic athletes, also compete in the different divisions as well.
And this is a fundraiser for them.
Yes. Much like any of the events I do, we partner with Law Enforcement Torch Run to raise funds for Special Olympics Arizona. And this is usually our biggest fundraiser. We usually raise anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000.
So the Bearcat Pole is coming up. There's a deadline. Tell us the dates and what this deadline is.
Okay, so the Bearcat Pole itself occurs on October 26th. It's a Sunday morning. Check-in is at 8. Event starts at 9. But early registration is actually, it ends Sunday. And I just typically say, as long as I get the email when I first come in Monday morning, you're good to go. And you'll get the event shirt, because as long as I get your team registered, then yeah, like I said, everybody will get an event shirt. And that shirt is made specifically for us. We actually have a new logo we're debuting this year. It was designed by one of our own animal control officers. It's actually a pretty cool new logo. So I'm pretty excited to get that put out there. And the Special Olympic athletes picked the color this year. We're going with, it's bright lime green. That's what they wanted unanimously. So the shirts are going to be very bright this year, but it's going to look pretty good.
So invite everybody out to this event one more time.
All right. So on October 26th, starting check-in at 8 a.m., we're doing our 19th annual Bearcat Pole for Special Olympics Arizona. Please come out and support a great cause, meet the athletes, get out in the community.
And how do you register to become a team member?
That you reach out to me. You can either call dispatch or you can call the police department and they can put you through to me.
Okay.
520-452-7500.
All right, well, thanks for coming and talking to us today about the Bearcat Pole, and we'll keep reminding people as it gets closer, but that deadline is this Sunday if you want the shirt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Grady.
You bet. Also in the studio for the Sierra Vista Police Department, a man who needs no introduction, so introduce yourself.
Thanks, Grady. Hey, it's Corporal Scott Borgstead. I'm here to talk about National Night Out. This is an annual event that we've been doing for a long, long time. This year, it's on October 7th. It'll be at Veterans Memorial Park. The event actually starts at 5 o'clock and goes to 8 o'clock. And just like every year, it's getting bigger and better every year. We've got a couple of helicopters coming in. One is from CCSO. Of course, we've got a lot of law enforcement will be out there with different displays. We'll have demonstrations, the canine demonstration, which is always popular. We'll have the fire department out there. They'll do a demonstration. This is one that we've been doing for the past couple of years, and it's been great. They kind of demonstrate or show when the alarm goes off, they've got 2 minutes to get fully geared up, and they demonstrate how to do that. And then the fun part is we pick a couple of people out of the audience and have them come and do that. And it's pretty neat. I think one year we actually had one of the kids that we picked out of the audience actually beat the time of the fireman. So now the fireman did help him with, with the put the hat on and all the gear and all that. But it's still a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot of demonstrations. Border Patrol is going to be there. They're going to have horses there, which is always popular. The snake guy is going to be there, even though he had a mishap with a rattlesnake a few weeks ago. I talked to him, and he says, yep, I'm going to be there. So come on out to National Night Out, October 7th at Veterans Memorial Park from 5 to 8 p.m.
And you mentioned the helicopters, and I have to tell you that the sheriff's helicopter will be there, and we've got our new logos on it, so it's all fancy now.
Oh,
So
I
we're
can't wait
excited
to
about
see
that.
that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
always
gonna
fun to actually get there maybe a little bit early, because the helicopters land about 15 minutes before the event starts.
Yep.
It's fun to see them circle around and then drop into that confined space.
And did you mention the haunted house and the Star Wars characters?
No, but thanks for mentioning that. I appreciate that. Yeah, the FOP Lodge, every year they have their own haunted house, and they bring out the characters. They actually make a makeshift haunted house at National Night Out that folks can go through. And that's always fun, seeing some of the costumes that they come up with. The 501st Legion, Star Wars Legion will be there. Like I said, it's just a lot of fun. It's a great time to bring the kids out, meet law enforcement, first responders, and kind of see what we do, meet us, have a good interaction, and see all the displays that's going to be out there. SSVEC is going to be out there again with their huge display, talking about electricity and how to stay safe. I don't know how we fit all that stuff into just 3 hours, but we do.
And you're also doing a fundraiser for Shop with a Cop and Christmas with a Cop. The food that goes that's sold, doesn't that go to those? No. Okay.
No.
Okay, so yeah, my bad. But there will be food.
There will be food. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my mind went someplace else. Yeah, we do. We have hot dogs out there that we'll sell, chips and soda. Coke is great. They're bringing their trailer out. They're donating product for that. But we sell the hot dogs, chips, and soda for $1 each. And yes, all those proceeds go directly to the Sierra Vista Police Officers Association Christmas with a Cop, and then Cochise County's Shop with a Cop. We split it right down the middle. It's a great opportunity to give to kids that really might not have a good Christmas, and it's just great, and it's cheap. Feed the family, $1 a hot dog. You can't do that anymore.
There you go. We'll invite everybody out to National Night Out one more time.
All right, it's October 7th, Tuesday, October 7th at Veterans Memorial Park from 5 to 8 p.m.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest from Huachuca City. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Fulton. I'm the Director of Library and Community Services.
And I'm Elizabeth Billis. I'm the Finance Director.
And we've got some fun stuff coming up because it's Halloween season. So tell us about the Creepy Candy Crawl.
Right. Well, this is our annual Creepy Candy Crawl, and it will be on Friday, 31st of October, and 6 o'clock to 7:30, and that will be down at the community center. We're looking for vendors to set up. It's a fun, safe family environment, safe for the kids to go around. We have indoor and outdoor spaces, and most of all, it's free. You don't have to pay anything to sign up. We encourage people to decorate their table or their trunk, and we offer small prizes for first, second, and third. And it's just been really, really fun. Last year we had a guy who had snakes and tarantulas in tanks, put candy bars in there, and people who were brave enough to put their hand in got an extra big candy bar. Huge, huge hit. So we're really looking forward to it. But if people want to sign up, they can just come by the Huachuca City Library or call us at 520-456-1063.
And you're also having a haunted house.
Yes, this year we are adding on a haunted house up at next door to Town Hall at our activity center. It's going to be something new. We're trying to put together something fun for the kids. We're building a haunted house inside the activity center, and we are going to coincide that with our Creepy Candy Crawl. We are going to have a scary shuttle to take you back down to Creepy Candy Crawl. So if you come up to our haunted house and walk through and get your scares on, then we can have you jump on our scary shuttle. We'll take you down to Creepy Candy Crawl, and you can also participate in that event and then come on back up. So wear your costumes and come get some candy.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and give a preview of stuff coming up in November.
Okay. We have our town Thanksgiving free meal, which will be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That's held at the Lions Club, and that is open to everybody, regardless. It's usually from 12 till 2, or until the food runs out, and it's just a great time. We're looking forward to it.
And you also have other things coming up in November, don't you?
In November, not so much, but we do have a job opening right now at the library. So if anyone is interested, they are more than welcome to call the library or come by and pick up a job application packet.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming and catching us up on everything Huachuca City.
Thank you so much, Grady.
And also in the studio, we've got Janet. Good morning.
Good morning.
And who are you with today?
Well, today I have two hats, and I'm going to be quick with both of them. So initially, I want to start with my favorite thing of all, Sierra Vista Lions Club, Project Linus. We're going to do another Make a Blanket morning. We're giving you a little advance notice. Normally, I come in the day before, but I'm trying to help people out a little bit. And so that'll be Saturday, October 11th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Salvation Army Community Center again. As you know, I've talked about before, and I know some of you people out here are tired of hearing me, but we're going to do an easy no-sew blanket. And these blankets are for kids in crisis. So the cool thing is the blankets are made out of no-sew fleece. So if you can tie a knot, you can make blankets with us. If you've ever been good at coloring and almost staying in the lines, you can color quilt blocks that get sewn into amazing quilts by some of our local quilters. We also have people come in and crochet with us to make Afghans. These blankets go from 0 to 18. And they're for kids in crisis. Picture the kid in foster care who got pulled out of the house with all the clothes on their back. Locally, they can pick from a stack of blankets one that makes them happy that'll fit in their backpack or little suitcase or whatever they've got that they're walking out the door with. Police officer. I know the sheriff's office carries them. Somebody out at, maybe a domestic situation, maybe there's been an accident, incident, the kid's just upset. You can give them a plain white blanket that comes off the ambulance cot, or you can give them something that they can cuddle and hold. Everything's washable, so it gets home and gets washed or whatever. But that kid can cuddle it and keep it forever. And they're all handmade, and so it's a pretty amazing project. And thanks to folks like you letting me come on the radio and talk about it. Last time 2 months ago, we had 70 volunteers. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Salvation Army Community Center, but we filled it up. We were thinking about moving out in the hall. And we ended up with over 100 blankets between the ones we hand-tied there. Some people came in and crocheted some edges on some fleece just to make it a little bit different from the ties. People were walking in with beautiful handmade and hand-knit Afghans. People were walking in with quilts to give us, all handmade, with love from the heart of this community. Cool project that we couldn't do without everybody that shows up. So a big thanks to those of you who came. Brought your church group, brought your Girl Scouts. We've had people kids as young as 4 or 5 years old coloring quilt squares. And you know what? They get kind of good at tying knots with just a little bit of help too. So we're inviting you again to come out and support Project Linus with the Sierra Vista Lions Club on Saturday, October 11th from 9 to 12. If you can't be there for the whole time, if you can only come out for an hour or two, come sit down. Meet a new friend, because we're actually finding that people who came in alone are now coming in together because they're stopping to pick each other up, and then they're going to lunch, and then they're getting together to crochet at their houses. So we're also building a community. It's a place to go to meet somebody if you don't quite want to do, go hang out and look, check out the bar or whatever. So people are like-minded volunteers who care, meeting people, and kids. Young kids are getting their very first volunteer experience with us. And then we stop and talk with them a little bit about where it's going, and what a blessing it is to be able to help a kid who's just having a rough day. So I'd like as many of you who are out there and show up and make some blankets with us, make a new friend, make a difference.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And what's the other hat you're wearing today?
Okay, so now I'm switching into my purple Relay for Life hat.
Aha.
So the Sierra Vista Lions Club for years has had a Relay for Life team. We've participated. Sierra Vista Lions roar because the Lions Club are big supporters of childhood cancer initiatives, funding for childhood cancer research. I'm hoping to start a program in the schools to help kids a little bit better understand when they've got a child with cancer in their classroom. So we're working on that with, my partners at the Lions Club. So we start out with just a team, and then, I get sucked into things, And Carol's over there nodding because she's known me for a long time. And I get sucked into things, and so now I'm on the event leadership team and have been for a number of years with Relay for Life. And so I just want to give a little tickle that Relay for Life is October 25th in the City Park from 2 to 10. You'll recognize the MC. Sheriff Daniels is going to come out and MC for us. But not only is it a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, more importantly, what this event does is it supports our survivors, the people who are caring for cancer patients, people maybe who are just diagnosed and they want to talk about it with somebody who's been there, done that. And so to me, it's more of a celebration of our survivors, and it's a chance to show your support, show you care a little bit about the services that are available for people struggling with cancer, and kind of just have a good family day out in the middle of all the things that go on with that. So again, that'll be Saturday, October 25th from 2 to 10 at the park. If you'd like to register, I know nobody's going to be driving in a car writing down internet addresses, but Google Sierra Relay for Life Sierra Vista. It will take you to the homepage, and you can either sign up as an individual, start a team, join a team, make a donation. And if you're not a joiner, because not everybody's a joiner, just show up and support. You know, we'll be having some raffles. We'll be having some really cool children's sections for this year. We have one of the veterans groups is putting on a children's corner with some games and stuff, so there'll be a lot of fun, little entertainment, a lot of support. If we make a little money, that's okay too. So I'll be back to talk to you more about that later.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us today. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook and tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.